to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Real Madrid are trying to sabotage our Martin Zubimendi deal, but the player is already sold onto a move to Arsenal, and it's going to take more than magic to turn his head around. However, FC Barcelona also was saying that in this summer, they could look at Martin Zubimendi as a potential replacement of Sergio Busquets, a player they've never replaced. And of course, there is also talk that Frankie de Jong could be leaving the new camp this summer. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about Arsenal getting a second midfielder because they are very serious about that as well. And we also need to talk about Arsenal getting an attacking midfielder in the summer. Now, this is something that I've seen a few people, echoing in the corridors, but no one actually seems to think and feel that Arsenal need an attacking midfielder this summer. Am I the only one that thinks that Arsenal need an attacking midfielder? Let me know in the comment box below, because for me, I kind of feel like the way Manchester City have Bernardo Silva, and they have Kevin De Bruyne, and they have Phil Foden. Those are three attacking midfielders capable of creating something magical, capable of creating something good. I think Arsenal should have the same or even better. So hit the like button and let's get into it. Now, Madrid Zubimendi is one of the players that are going to be in the news until the end of the summer. And Real Madrid have been reported to be sniffing around him, and they're looking at him as a potential addition to their squad. And possibly the Aurelien Tchouameni transfer didn't work out the way they thought it would. Of course, Bellingham, Tchouameni, Camavinga, they thought that would be the future of Real Madrid. They spent a lot of money on Bellingham. They spent a lot of money on Aurelien Tchouameni as well, and Eduardo Camavinga. But the problem is that you look at Camavinga and you look at Bellingham, they've actually become instant success stories. Tchouameni, on the other hand, you can't call him a flop, but then you can't call him a success by Real Madrid standards. So Madrid is saying if we need to move on Aurelien Tchouameni, that might happen, we are going to go and get another midfielder. We are going to replace him with another midfielder, and that midfielder is Martin Zubimendi. Now, what I said about the Martin Zubimendi deal is true. Arsenal have finalized pretty much everything, and we've got to work very quickly between June the 1st and August, wherever the window ends, probably August 8th or August 18th or 20th, I don't even care. Arsenal have got to work very quickly to get this deal out of the negotiation room, and this is why Madrid can trigger the players' release clause, right? So with release clauses and players that have release clauses, you don't have him until you have him. I hope you know what it means. You don't have this player until you have this player, right? It's as simple as that. You don't have this player until you have this player. And I want to say this with Martin Zubimendi. I think Arsenal went in early because they knew he was going to be monitored, or he was being monitored by the bigger clubs in Europe. And Mikel didn't have a choice. He knew Jorginho was leaving. He's contemplating about keeping Partey, and he said, I'm going to go there early. I'm going to negotiate with Zubimendi myself, and I'm going to try to convince him to come to Arsenal earlier enough. And it worked. So is he going to go to Madrid? There is a possibility. Spanish players always love to play for Barca and Real Madrid. The same with German players, the way they want to play for Bayern or Borussia Dortmund, and the same with English players, the way they want to play for Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea. Right? You want to represent the biggest boys in your land, and I won't be surprised at any point in time if Madrid feel confident or grow in confidence that they can get Martin Zubimendi. But at the moment, Madrid are not anywhere close to getting Martin Zubimendi. They're actually not even in talks with the player or in talks with the players, the club as well, Sociedad. It is just that they feel Martin Zubimendi is a market opportunity that they could exploit, and that's where Arsenal have to, work very quickly. You don't want to have a player that you want to sign, and everyone looks at this player as their next market opportunity. Like, hell no, you don't want that. It is absolutely atrocious for you to think that you have, a player that you have signed and yet other clubs think of that player as a market opportunity. So with Madrid, will they intercept this deal? It will depend on how strong Arsenal's resolve is, first and foremost. But I also think that Martin Zubimendi giving Arsenal his word, unless he's a player of such double standards, I think he's an Arsenal player. Now with FC Barcelona, Martin Zubimendi has an admiration for Barca, and the feeling is mutual. Barca also have admiration for Martin Zubimendi, but we do not have any concrete information. We don't have any concrete stories that FC Barcelona want to sabotage Arsenal's plans in the pursuit of Martin Zubimendi. In any case, Barcelona would have wanted to sabotage our plans to sign Nico Williams, which they're feeling that that deal is also failing on their end. Now with FC Barca, I'm so scared of them. Actually, I don't know why. Madrid are so successful in Europe and they're very good at getting players that they want. It's just that Arsenal have never been in a real transfer race with Real Madrid. I mean, yeah, they did take Ada Goulet, but did Arsenal really obsess about and over Ada Goulet? I'm not really sure. I don't remember that one time where Madrid wanted to sign a player and Arsenal said, we want him too. I mean, we were told that Arsenal wanted Fede Valverde, but of course, Arsene Wenger's Arsenal was one of the worst crap, pieces of disorganized transfer teams that you could actually assemble. Anyone could take a player from Arsene Wenger. Anyone. So I would still say that Barca is the club that I'm very, very afraid of when they stand there with Arsenal. And it has happened a couple of times, right? When they stand there and they say, we want this player, and Arsenal say, we want this player too, it usually doesn't end well. The last one was Rafinha. But also Barca have got that appeal, and they've got that strong gravitational pull. They just come into Arsenal and pull out players, just Fabregas, Alexander Sumbilong, Thierry Henry, and the list is endless. I would still say Barca don't have the money to sign Martin Zubimendi. The problem with Real Sociedad and this deal is that for them, they are willing to negotiate the release clause. So they're not saying release clause or nothing else, right? They're willing to let the player go, and they're willing to let the player go on condition that you pay more than the release clause and you spread out the payments in a few installments across a couple of years. So maybe Barca could use that to their advantage. They could go in there and say, we are going to give you 75 million. That is like 10 million more than Arsenal giving you. And guess what, right? Guess what? We are going to be giving you this money across 5 years. Now, unless Arsenal can match that offer, unless Arsenal can beat Barcelona's offer, it might become a little bit difficult. But what I know is that Arsenal have got the money to blow Barcelona's offers out of the water, out of proportion. That's the thing. If Barca bid 50, Arsenal have the ability to bid 60. If Barca bid 80, Arsenal have the ability to bid 90. If well and truly we want the player. So Zubimendi sold on to Arsenal first and foremost. That gives us an edge over Madrid and Barca. But more reports about those two clubs saying that the player is wanted by those teams. Now, Arsenal want to get a second midfielder. As it seems, Partey and Jorginho could be on their way out. Arsenal are still contemplating on giving Thomas Partey a new deal. They feel Partey might get a 2-year deal, but if he doesn't, there is a very big possibility, and this is a very, very big possibility, that we might see Arsenal sign Martin Zubimendi and a second midfielder. And for me, that's what I'm going to stupidly say. I hope it's not that stupid. With Mikel Merino part of the team and Declan Rice and Zubimendi, I think Arsenal need an attacking midfielder next. It's me. It's not anyone else. It's me. If we lose Partey and Jorginho and you bring in Zubimendi, don't bring another defensive midfielder. I don't want to see Arsenal signing Douglas Luiz and Martin Zubimendi, and we have Mikel Merino and we have Declan Rice. This is not Park the Bus FC from midfield. This is a proper Arsenal team that should be well balanced in attack and well balanced in midfield and defense. The thing I want to say with an attacking option, I don't care who it is, right? It could be Florian Wirtz, it could be Julian Brandt. I do not care who it's going to be. I just want to say that with Martin Odegaard's season going the way it is, Arsenal can't rely on one critical player. Like, when did Mikel Arteta wake up, take a shower, work out, eat breakfast, record in his book that his team can have one attacking midfielder in this whole squad, and that's gonna be okay? Because if you were telling me that Arsenal have 3 attacking midfielders, but Mikel Arteta prefers to use one, which is Odegaard, I would say, he's the manager and probably he sees something in Odegaard that he doesn't see in the other attacking midfielders. But in the whole damn squad, we have Martin Odegaard as our attacking option. And by the way, we have Odegaard as our attacking option. He's not as creative as Kevin De Bruyne. He's not as creative as Bernardo Silva. That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. Why don't we get another, attacking option in midfield the way we had done with Fabio Vieira, the way we had Emil Smith-Rowe? I think this summer, Arsenal have got to brilliantly, cleverly, smartly look into that position. Now, I'm not surprised that Florian Plettenberg from the Bild in German has reported on 2 occasions, not Bild, Sky Sports Germany actually, he's reported on 2 occasions that Arsenal have been sniffing around Brandt. We've been sniffing around Florian Wirtz, and we've been sniffing around Leroy Sané. Because Sané can give you that number 10-esque replacement and competition to Odegaard. Same with Wirtz, same with Julian Brandt. I think, if Arsenal considering going for 2 midfielders, one has got to be completely attack-minded and the other has got to be completely defensive, right? I think in between there, we have enough. We have Nwaneri, we have Merino, we have Declan Rice. That should be okay. But we need one that commits more to the attack and one that commits more to the defensive part of the job, because we're losing Partey and we're losing Jorginho. Jorginho is a sure deal. He's going to be going to Flamingo. The decision is made. When it comes to Partey, the decision is not yet made, but there is a very, very big lifeline of hope that we might actually see Partey get a new deal. How I want Partey to get that new deal. I really, really crave to see a story that Partey is signing, his deal. I would be very, very happy. But for now, Martin Zubimendi is your next midfielder.